Hello everybody, this is Simple Developer, and today I will be showing you how to go about making the powers and power switch system from Dark Deception. Now I can't show you guys all the powers or bring it into full detail, some of them, because some of them do require uh, AI, but I can at least teach you what I can. So let's get into this, and we're also going to be doing a power switching system. So we're going to open up Unreal. We're using Unreal 4.27.2, but this should work for Unreal Engine 5. We're going to start new game, first person, and we're going to call this something like power switch use tutorial, or that. And we're going to let this open. We can go ahead and dismiss this, and let's go ahead and cut to when I have the map done for this. I'll leave a link in the description for the map when I get it done. So for this tutorial, I'm going to presume that you already have this texture here, the portal texture, because that's going to be what we're going to be using for the teleport power, because I don't know how to make the effect that the circle on the ground has. And I'm assuming you're going to have these power icons, one for when it's ready and one for it's not ready. We're going to be looking at making the speed boost, teleport, telepathy, telekinesis, and vanish power. So yeah, and just in case if you're wondering how I'm making these textures look transparent, that's how. I just hooked the RGB up to base color, emissive color, and opacity, with the blend mode being translucent instead of opaque. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this texturing. It's wanting to be weird, but anyways, I have two planes here connected to the cube, with each one having the speed boost material. Now, I'm going to show you this in a way that won't actually save what powers you have selected when you enter a new level. However, if you did want to save what powers you use in a different level, then all you need to do is just have variables in your save game data that you create. And if you want, I can make a tutorial on that in the future. But for now, we're just going to be focusing on this tutorial. So first of all, So, first of all, we're going to be not there. We're going to be going in here, and then we're going to go into blueprints after right clicking, get an enumerator, and we're going to have this enumerator define what our left, right powers. It's going to be basically a list of powers that we're going to be using for two different variables to determine what our left power is and our right power is. We're going to add 5. Our first power is going to be speed boost. Our second power will be telepathy, not telepathy, teleport. Our third power will be telepathy, and our fourth power will be Telekinesis, and the fifth power is going to be Vanish. Alright. So, that's that. We can go ahead and save, exit out of that, and before we go any further, I would like to set up our inputs. So, we're going to go into here, into project settings, full screen that, go into input. This input doesn't matter, this input doesn't matter. We're going to add a new input. Use left power. And we're going to set that to Q. And then this will be use right power. Set it to E. This one will be a bit difficult because there's a lot of inputs that have the letter E in them. There it is. And now we're going to set a switch left power to 1. Switch right power to 2. And then for some of these powers, we're also going to want an extra little an extra input. Teleport. We're going to call it teleport for now. You could also pass this off as input, like a interaction. Doesn't really matter what you call them, it just helps to call them something that'll be memorable to what they're used for. And we're going to set this to left mouse button. And then we're going to get set teleport length to scroll mouse scroll wheel up, scroll wheel down. Honestly, I don't think we need this. Yeah. Alright. Now that we have that, we can go in here, and the first thing I want to do is get 2 variables, left power and right power. We're going to set both of these to our left-right powers. Compile, save, and now we can see that we can go ahead and choose any power we want, but we'll choose speed boost for both of them as our default. Real quick, I'm going to whip up a little sprint system. It's as simple as going into project settings, go into input, go here, call this sprint, and then set this to left shift, then we're good there. Then go here, get sprint, and then let's set another variable for if our speed boost is ready or not. We're just going to call it speed boost. A boolean, compile, save, then teleport, and then telepathy, telekinesis, and Vanish. And then we're going to also get is using speed boost, is teleport in use, is telepathy in use, is Vanish in use, and then we're gonna get is sprinting, and real quick we're going to just go ahead and set this to true, set this to true, set that true, set that true, and set that to true. So all of our powers are available right off the bat. So real quick, I'm gonna just whip this up real quick. Branch is using speed boost. If it is, then if it is, then just, well, if it isn't, then we're gonna set max walk speed to like 600, and what is our current max walk speed? It's 200. Get that, and then set that to false. 200. And now we're going to set sprinting and we're going to connect true to this and this true to that. Alright. Now keep this in mind. First, let's get to the power switching system. This is going to take a long time. Let's start with the left power. So, switch left power. We're going to, actually real quick, we're going to name these planes left and right, so that's easier for us to get them. Branch, we're gonna get a branch, and then we're going to get our left power, get an equal, wrong thing. We're going to turn on context sensitive, and then get equal, an equal enumerator. Then it'll check if it's speed boost. If it is speed boost, then we're going to set texture. Actually, instead of setting texture, we're going to set material, because that's actually what we need. And then we're going to get, actually we need to put in another branch here. Branch, and this will be checking if our teleport is ready. Get teleport. If it's true that it is ready, then we just get teleport material. But if it's not ready, then we get the other teleport material. Teleport mat not ready. And if it's not any of that, then we get another branch. Oh right, we need to real quick get, actually we can just set this power. We're gonna set it to teleport. And then we go in and get another equal enumerator. We're going to check if it's teleport this time. If it is, then we're going to branch and check if telepathy is ready. If it is, then we're going to get the telepathy material. And if it isn't, then we're going to get it, but not ready. And then we can go ahead and set this to telepathy. And basically we're rinsing and repeating for each power. So if it's not teleport, then we're gonna branch again, check if it is telepathy, if it is, then we're going to branch again. Check if our telekinesis is ready. If it is, then we're going to get the normal telekinesis power, telekinesis mat. And then if it isn't, then we're gonna get it but not ready, and then we're gonna change this to set this to telekinesis. By the way, real quick, I'm going to also show you another important material that I made that I made it because I don't know how to make the effects of telekinesis, but I think it's important because it, you know, it's not like the other materials. So if we go into textures and then we go in here, basically I have a lerp between a light blue texture that I just made quickly in MS Paint. I just use the like the bucket tool and just put and then the black texture that anyone can make just using the same tool in MS Paint. And then using this texture that comes with Unreal Engine, a Perlin noise. The blue is plugged into A, black is plugged into B, and the Perlin noise is plugged into alpha. That is in turn plugged into the base color and plugged into this multiply to multiply it 5 times, and that goes into the emissive color. And then this Perlin noise is plugged in to multiply it by 0.75, and then plugged into an opacity mask, and the blend mode is set to masked. Just wanted to clear that up. Back to this. And now if it isn't telepathy, then it checks branch, checks if it is telekinesis. If it is telekinesis, then we get another branch that checks if Vanish is ready. If it is, then we get the texture mat for Vanish that is ready, the normal texture mat. And if it isn't, then we get it not ready, and then we set this to Vanish. And then we branch down again if it's false. Great. We don't need that. We then check if it is Vanish. If it isn't, if it is, then we check if the speed boost is ready. If it is, then we get the normal speed boost mat. If it isn't, then we get the speed boost not ready mat. And then we just set this to speed boost so that it can procedurally loop. But it technically never loops more than once. Now, all I want to do now is just connect these. And now, it's time for the other power, which, neatly enough, we can just take all of this, copy and paste it down here, and just replace a few things. So we're going to replace this with the right power by dragging it out there. This we're going to be replaced with right. And this can be replaced with switch right power. And then we just switch this, switch, and switch. And then boom. That is the right power and stuff complete. Switch powers. Okay, now we're going to get into the programming that allows us to use our powers. We're going to go down here, use left power, pressed, we're going to get a branch. We're going to quickly go up here and copy and paste this. Real quick. We're going to get if it's using speed boost, and we're going to save true for later. We're going to branch again, check if it's using teleport. Well, if teleport is selected, then we're going to branch again, check if telepathy is selected, branch again, and just so that I don't have to say it again, we're gonna do it again, connect this to if telekinesis is in use, and connect this to see if, well, see if any of these are, you know, actually selected. And then we're going to do this for the right power too. Use left power, then we're going to replace that with the use right power. Jesus. And then we're gonna replace that with using right power, compile save, and now we work on the actual powers. Which let me see if I if this actually has a specific material, because there is a specific material that we need specifically for the the telekinesis, not telekinesis, telepathy. My brain is short-circuiting. Want to be there. Would it be here? Okay. So, we're gonna get to that when we get to that. First, let's start off with the speed boost. Real quick, I just want to show that this is going to be using a red texture inside of a user interface. The red texture is in here, and its opacity value is set to 1 for some reason. I'm actually pretty sure it's supposed to be set to 0.5, but Unreal Engine can be weird. But, okay. Just, if you do input the red texture into here, then just adjust this render opacity until it looks similar to this. And we're also, for aesthetic and looks, we're also going to be adding a point light to our main character. We're gonna set this down to like 100, and then we're gonna set this down to like, actually I think 5,000 is good. Actually, we'll set this to 150. Now we're going to set this to pure red. Compile, save. Again, I don't know what's going on here, it's weird. But now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and actually set its value down to 0 for later. And now we're going to start with the speed boost. So, real quick, drag off of either one of these powers, because both of them are going to be connected either way. We're going to get a branch, and we're going to check if the speed boost is ready. If not, then we're going to branch and check if we're using the speed boost. If not, then we're going to, actually, before we do that, we want to go into here, add audio, power not ready. We're going to get power not ready. I'm going to assume that you guys know how to get audio and put it into Unreal Engine and create cues, because it's fairly basic, simple stuff, at least compared to this. We're also going to actually get powers for the audio cues for each power, so we're going to use speed boost, speed boost cue, teleport ambience with teleport used. Actually we need to get audio. Telepathy used, or use. Telekinesis use, Vanish use. Now what we want to do is we want to go through here speed boost SFX, teleport, in use, teleport, used, telepathy, used, and telekinesis, vanished, used. Now before we go any further, we really quickly want to select all of these by holding shift and just like you select this and then hold shift, left click on the top one. Then go down here and we want to turn off auto activate. And real quick, we need to add one more queue, I believe. Power ready. We're also gonna turn off auto activate on that. Power ready. Power now ready. Alright. So now we want to, if using speed boost is false, then we want to branch then we want to get our power ready, get is playing, I believe it is. Okay. Is playing audio. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, here we go. Is playing target is audio component. Get a branch for that. If it's true, then we do nothing. Then if it's false, then we play the audio. Now, if we do have our speed boost ready, then we want to set speed boost to false, meaning that it's not ready anymore. We're going to set is using speed boost to true. Then we want to set max walk speed to I don't know, 970 or 950 I think is actually the max speed boost in Dark Deception. And now we want to play timeline, not timeline, we want to add timeline. Then fade in, out, UI light. So we're going to play from start, and right here we're actually going to want to actually put something in between this. We're going to want to create widget. Our owning player will be get player controller. Wrong thing. We're going to want to go all the way down here and get player controller. Add to viewport. Connect that and that. Then connect this to play from start, and now we can work on getting this going. Double click it to open it. Actually, we're going to quickly bring this out a bit more and add one more thing. A sequence. We want to let's say we want this to last. I think the maximum amount of time it lasts is 6 seconds. Set. Actually, fade in UI. And then we're going to add another one called fade in light. Fade in light, fade in UI. Now that I think about it, we're also going to be fading this stuff out. So we're going to set this to 0. We just got a... Actually, let me real quick delete it. We're going to right click, add key to float curve. Or add float key to curve. We're going to set the time on this key and value to 0. Then we're going to set the time for the second key to, I don't know, 0.5. And then 1 will be its value. Add another key, set it to time for 5.5. And then its value to 1. We're also going to click this to shorten it in width and height. Then add another float key, set the time to 6, and then back down to 0 for the value. Now, time for the fade in light. We're going to set the time for first key to 0 as well as its value. Then we're going to set the time for the second key to 0.5, and then our value is going to be 5,000. I cannot stress it enough that it is important for you to hit enter rather than just click off, because Unreal Engine is picky like that. It can be very, very picky. For our third frame or keyframe, we'll want it to be at 4.5 just like up here, and 5,000 just like there. And then for our fourth and final frame, we want it to be at 6 and 0 for the value. That's that done there. Now for update, we're going to drag off update on the timeline. We're going to then set render opacity for widget. Plug this into the fade in UI. And we're going to set our target as this widget. And before we do anything else, we also need the speed boost to be our widget instead of nothing. And then we're going to drag off this, set intensity for our point light, set our intensity, new intensity to fade in light. And that's pretty much that done there. And on second thought, we don't need to sequence. So, yeah. right here, we're going to go ahead and get a branch off of finished off the timeline. We're going to get is sprinting, and this is why I made the sprinting here. Get is sprinting for a condition, and then set max walk speed, if it's true, to 600, and if it's false, we're setting it to 200. Then we're going to plug it in here for both of them. And then we're going to set is using speed boost to false. Then add a retriggerable delay for 10 seconds, however long you want. And then we're going to get a branch check if the actually we're gonna need to set speed boost to true, play sound, actually we won't be needing this sound, because if we just play the sound, then it's possible for other powers to finish recharging and cut off the sound for others. So instead of playing the sound, we're going to spawn sound attached. Our sound is going to be the power ready, power now ready, and our attached component can be our mesh. So now we need to false branch. So we need to connect this first one to check if speed boost is still selected as the left power, and we're going to be doing the same for this, but for the right power. And if it is not, then we don't have to worry about anything. But if it's true, actually that won't work. That won't work. That's the difficult part about programming. You gotta think about every single scenario. So this won't actually work for one reason, and it's because if this is true, then it will just set the change the material for it'll just change the material for the left power disregarding if the right power also has it. So I know how to fix that. Sequence. We're going to use sequence. Check if both powers are set at the same time. If this is true for a left power, then we're going to set that to there. And if it's true for the right power, then we're gonna plug that in right there. Alright, that is the speed boost all done, as far as I'm concerned. We're gonna go ahead and select all this, and then put a comment on it. Speed boost. And we're gonna just tidy this up a bit. Okay, now time for the difficult part. So we're going to go ahead and select the first person camera. Then we're going to get a spring arm. And then we're going to rotate that not 90 degrees that way, 90 degrees this way, or 180 degrees actually. And then we're going to just set that down to 100. Now, for this, we're going to get a quick, we want to make sure do collision test is turned on. We don't need pawn control rotation. And for this, we're also going to need some particle systems. So we're gonna need to do that. We're just gonna be creating a simple particle system, so I'm sure if you're using Unreal Engine 5 you can use Niagara particle systems to do this too. I don't know how to, that's why I'm going to be using Cascade particle systems. We're going to make a new folder called particles. Go into here, and we're going to want first create material. Particles M. Now we're going to want to go in here, change this to translucent and unlit. Then we're going to need to get a particle color, plug that into emissive color, and then gradient. I think we need radial gradient exponential. I don't remember which one. Multiply this with the particle color and then set that to opacity. You should have something like this. Save it and apply it. We can close that. We're going to go ahead and compile and save that. Now we're going to create a particle system. We're going to call this Teleport Particles. We're going to open this up. First of all, we're going to go into required and then get our particle material. Now we're going to get our color over life. Constant, points, 0.1, 0.2. We're going to set 0.1 to that, and then 0.2 to that. We're actually going to also go in here and multiply this emissive color a bit. Multiply it just a bit so that it, like, by 5. There we go. Initial size, start size. We're gonna set this down to like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Initial velocity. We're going to set this to even less. Actually, we're gonna just set these to 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 100. Now we're going to want to get size, no, location, initial location. Start location, we're going to set it to like, I don't know, 50, 50, 50. Actually, we're going to want to just keep that as 0 because that changes where it starts on the height axis. We're also going to want to set this to negative 50 and then negative 50. So there we go. There we have our particles. We can also increase the lifetime by a bit, like 2. We can also change how many particles we want. Like if we want like a ton, like 50, or if we want to go overboard and do 200, then I'd say nah. No, let's try 100. No, that's still too many. I'd say 35. Then, yeah. So we want to save that. We can go ahead and close this and this. And now we want to, while having this spring arm selected, we want to get a plane. We want to get it down to around floor level if we can. I might just bring this up just a tad bit, just to be safe. And we can also just, for optimization reasons, we can also just turn off collision and casting shadows on this. And then we want to get our portal. Okay, then. Our portal material, we need it. Latest. That's what it's called. And to be honest, I might just increase this by 3, 3. Two. Yeah, that works. 2 works. Alright. So now, we want to select our plane, get a box for reference, box collision for reference. We aren't going to be really using it, it's just a reference point. Okay, and now we're going to want to get this and then just copy the things over here? That ain't right. So, yeah. That should be good. We can lower it a little bit more. But the purpose of this is we're actually going to add a quick 3-bit. We're going to add this back to 300. And you can see that it moves along with the length of the spring arm, which is good. Now I'm just going to quickly go ahead and move that back there so that the this guy with this teleport box does not go out of bounds. And then we're good to go. And just because I can, I want to also add the teleport ambience to the plane so that it moves along with it. And then for the plane, we're also going to want to get a particle system, which will be teleport particles. Yep, that looks good. So yeah, we also want to go into our teleport particles and make them not auto-activate. We then want to go into here, go into begin play, and let's just sequence this, because we're also going to want to get a time line, rotate, play from start, and then we're going to go ahead and set this time for 3. Rotate is what we're going to call our float curve. Add key, bam bam, set both to 0, and then we're going to set the time for our second key to 3, and this to 360. We're also going to turn on loop. Now for update, we want to set relative rotation. And then we're going to go ahead and split this, set to Z. These other can stay 0, and what we're going to be rotating is the plane. And now that I think about it, we don't really need to, we just want these to be connected to the spring arm, not necessarily the plane, so that the plane can rotate freely. So that's that. Now time to actually get to setting up the teleport. Real quick, we can go ahead and do that. Alright. Alright. So now that's done, we can go ahead and start work on teleport. So, but before we do that, we want to real quick just plug the true to the right power being speed boost into the event for the speed boost. And now we want to so we want to get a branch. Checking if teleport is ready. We're going to go ahead and connect this to this and this to this too. If it is not ready, then we get another branch. Checking if teleport is in use. If it is not in use, then we're just gonna go back up here and check if the power is the power not ready queue is currently playing. We're going to get this set teleport to false, set teleport in use to true, and then we're going to set visibility, rendering visibility of our plane to true. We're going to activate I think it's up here. Activate our particle system. Actually, let me see something. Okay. So, then we're going to play the teleport ambience. And I think that's it. We're going to select all this, put a comment on it, and we're going to call it TP Part 1. And now we're going to go here, mouse wheel, mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down. I think we need mouse wheel axis. Add, set. Actually, we need to get our spring arm. Set length, target arm length. Plus float. Get target arm length. We're going to plug this into this. And I don't know. Maybe we'll multiply this. Multiply by float. And then we're gonna go ahead and multiply by, I don't know, 100. And then we're gonna drag this out a bit. Get a clamp, float clamp. Our value, the minimum will be 300. The maximum will be, I don't know, 2000. We'll plug that in there, and then, real quick, just to be safe, I want to test this because teleport power, especially when it comes to this, I tend to screw up. So, and this will be a perfect opportunity to, this will be a perfect opportunity to, like, it'll be perfect for, like, it'll be perfect for, testing our, the speed boost and our switching powers. So, yeah. Alright. So, let's test our speed boost. Well, that's odd. And now it's not. Okay. Looks like we have a few things to fix. Spring arm. What if we activate this? That seems to have broken it even further. We're gonna go ahead and deactivate that. I think we just need the roll to be active. Okay. Wrong thing. I think it's this. Okay. Alright, so yeah, that seems to have fixed it. Now let's figure out why speed boost isn't working. Like the sound for speed boost. Oh. Well, that's an easy fix. Play speed boost Q. So, yeah. I don't really like how much this, how much it moves. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this down to like 25 times, because we've confirmed that this works. So I think 50 would be a good middle ground. Yep, 50's good. Alright, we're going to just select this, comment around it, and we're going to call it Teleport Part 2. And now we're going to teleport set is teleport in use. Stop. Stop. Teleport ambience, as well as set visibility on. I think we can go ahead and deactivate the particles. We set our visibility on a plane to false. And then we move component to wonder if we can get self. No, we cannot. So we'll just move our capsule component because it's basically the highest branch in the hierarchy here. Has everything connected to it. And we're going to move it to our boxes, world location, get world location, in 0.075 seconds. We're also gonna real quick go in here and set field of view or first person camera to, I don't know, what is our current field of view? It's 90. We're gonna set it to 170 real quick. And then we're going to drag off complete, set field of view again, and set it back down to 90. Then delay, we want a retriggerable delay for, I don't know, 6 seconds. And then play spawn audio sound attached. Spawn sound attached. We're going to get the power now ready. We're going to attach it once again to our 2D mesh, or mesh 2P. Sequence. We're also gonna want to set our teleport to now ready. Sequence off of both. We get a branch. And then we're going to go here, check if either the right power or left power are set to teleport. And if the left power is, then we're going to set it to teleport true. And if the right power is, then we're going to set it to that. And I believe that is the teleport system done. We're going to put the comma on there. Teleport part 3. And compile, save that. We're just going to quickly test that because that can be a pain. Oh wait. Okay. So, okay, so I didn't mess up there. I forgot some code in the speed boost and the you know, sequence. We're gonna get a sequence. We're going to get 2 branches. We're going to get branch. And then another branch. So then we're going to check for if we're using, we have speed boost selected on the left power, and for this one we're going to check if we're having it selected on the right power. And then if we are, then we're just going to go up here and then have it hooked up to this for true if we're using it, if we have it selected on the left power. If we have it selected on the right power, then we just hook it up here. And then boom, that should be that fixed. And let's go ahead and make that fix for the teleport too. So we need a sequence, then add an extra pin, branch for both of them, connect these, this is true, connect it here, and then connect this to this. because I am stupid and I forgot to add the actual node that makes it play the sound. We're gonna just add it down here. Set, actually, play sound, play teleport used. Compile, save. That should be that done. Yep. Now, on to the next pane. Telepathy. Real quick, we're going to need a quick little material. And for this to work, I'm actually going to be making sure I do this right because of how complicated this material is. I'm going to be making sure I'm doing it right via looking at a different project that I have it in. Actually, do I have? Yeah, I do not have that. Alright. So for this, we're going to want to go into here and go into here, material, we want to call this outline. Again, doesn't matter what you call it, it doesn't really matter. We want to set this to post-process volume instead of a surface, and we want to keep this as default lit. Alright. Okay. So, way out here, we're going to want to get view size. Then drag off this, get a seal, clamp. We're going to want to get a clamp with the minimum being 1 and the maximum being 2. We're also going to need to drag out this, like, a lot. Then we're going to get above here a line render. Okay, that's... Oh, it's just what it's called. Okay, here we're going to get a scalar parameter. We're going to call this line render width, and we're going to set that to true. Oh, well, 2. Multiply this by the out value of the clamp. Then multiply it again by the scene texel scene textile size. And then off of this, we're going to get a mask R. Okay, this is being weird. Okay, I need to figure out how the fuck I got mask R. Okay. Mask. Nope. Mask. Oh, there we go. So we just need a component mask. Connect that there. And also connect this to here, but this is also going to be set to G instead of R. So we're just going to call this mask R, mask G. Okay, then we're going to append vector, I think. Yep. Reconnect this to B. Connect this to A. And we're going to get another scalar parameter. We're just going to leave that called param. That's going to be left as 0. Connect that to both. And then off of both of these, we want to append again append scalar parameter again. We're going to leave that as 0. Then connect that to those. Wait, hold on. I got that wrong. We don't append again, we multiply. Multiply, then we connect this to both the multiplies. And then we drag off this multiply, add. We need 3 more adds. We're going to drag this multiply off of there. And then append right here. Yeah! Okay. For fuck's sake. Alright. Where was I? So we're gonna go into here, and now that we have our 4 ads, we're going to get a screen position, and out of viewport UV we need another mask, another component mask, and we need RG for this. And then we just plug this into the ads. And then off of ads, we need scene texture, custom depth. We need to set this to custom depth. Copy this, bring it up here because we're going to need an extra one. Plug that into there. Plug this into there. And then plug that into there. Now, off of color for each of these, we need to get subtract I'll go ahead and set these to plug into B, and then we're going to plug the color of this into A for every single one of them. And now we're going to add the top 2 together, and we're going to add the bottom 2 together. And then we're going to add these 2 together. Divide by another parameter, another scalar parameter. We're going to call this edge angle fall off, and we're going to set this to -100. Plug that into the B, and then subtract and then get a clamp with a min of 0 and max of 1. We're going to need to bring this back out a bit more. And then we're going to, off of this, get a lerp, linear interpolate, or another way we can do it is just by holding L and left click. We're going to plug this into alpha, and then for the beta, or the B, I think, is that what the B just stands for B. We're going to get a parameter Okay, I know how to do this. We're gonna get a constant for vector. Then we're gonna right click it, convert to parameter. Then we're going to name this our highlight color, and we're going to set this to red. Then we're going to make float 4. We're going to plug the red to the X, the green to the Y, and the blue to the Z, as well as the alpha to the A. Then off of this, we're going to multiply again. And then off of this, we're going to get another scalar parameter. Call this outline glow intensity. Then we're going to just plop that right there. And then we're going to plug the multiply output into B. And now we're going to get a scene texture. We need this to be post-process input 0. And then plug the color for that into A. And then plug the output of the lerp into emissive color. That was a doozy. Apply, save, and then we can go ahead and exit that, because that will not be important. However, what will be important is we need to go into project settings just to check something. We're going to go into search details. We're going to type custom depth. Okay, custom depth has been enabled, so that's good. Now let's go back in here and then start programming the telepathy. Which, telepathy programming, it's not that bad. The only reason it's bad is because, well, it's a material requirement. But apart from the material, it's not that bad. We're going to get a branch. We're going to check if telepathy is ready. Do that. We're going to then connect this here. And then connect this here. If it's false, then we're just going to go up to here into the speed boost, and then connect it there. If it's true, then we're going to get a sequence consisting of 3 outputs. The last 2 outputs will be branches. Branch 1, branch 2. And then check if telepathy is still on that power. If it is, then we will go ahead and hook that there. And we'll hook that there. It didn't do it. Hook that there. And off this first we're going to set telepathy to true. And now that I think about it, we should probably get another branch here. Branch is telepathy in use. Set telepathy to false. Set is telepathy in use to true. And then we're going to get a retriggerable delay. We're gonna set this to like 12 seconds. Set is telepathy in use to false. And then based off of this, off of that, we're going to get another retriggerable delay. We're gonna set this to like, I don't know, 25 seconds. And then we're going to set, real quick, we're gonna just drag this out here because I keep on forgetting. We're going to play the telepathy use. Then we're going to get teleport. We're going to actually set teleport to true. And we're going to set, we're actually going to spawn sound attached. Power now ready. Then we're just gonna connect that. Then sequence. Just gonna connect these. Go ahead and hit C on this to add a comment. Telepathy. We're going to quickly just put that there. Yeah, this is getting messy. The problem that I can't ever fix with my code. It's always messy. We're gonna compile save, and then just for testing purposes, I'd say let's make this cube a blueprint. Well, let's make this keep a blueprint. So we're going to select our cube, custom depth, render custom depth pass. We're going to want to keep that in mind. We're going to want to create a custom event, render custom depth. We're going to want to get or cast to first person character. Then get player character. And then we're going to, off of this, set timer by event. We're going to set this to looping. We're going to probably set this like 0.1 for the time. So it loops every 0.1 seconds or goes through this event 10 times a second. And then we're going to get a branch. And based off of this, we're also going to promote this to a variable. And then we're going to get this variable, get telepathy in use. If it's true, then we'll do once. And we're also going to do once for false. Set custom render depth static mesh component. Set this true. Copy and paste. Set this to false. Make sure to reconnect this. And then off of the false, we connect it to the reset of the do once for the true. And off of the true, we connect it to the reset of the do once for the false. It's pretty simple, but that's not the end of it. We now want to go to our post-process volume for our specific level, and you're also going to want to do this for every single level that you have, enemies in at least. And we're going to want to go to post-process materials, add one, asset reference, and then we're going to want to get our outline material. And then, bada bing, bada boom, we can go here, we can go here, set that to that. For some reason it is black. That's weird, but you can actually see it through walls. Okay, let me go in here and actually like see what I did wrong. Oh, we were supposed to set this outline glow intensity parameter to 3. So now if we go ahead and test it, it glows red. Yep, just make sure it works properly. When it finishes recharging, we're going to just wait here. There we go. And for some reason, once again, we are left wondering where we screwed up. That's where we screwed up. I accidentally put teleport here instead of telepathy, which we can just easily change it back to telepathy by just dragging telepathy out onto the teleport. That should be that fixed. And now we are done with telepathy. Now on to telekinesis. For telekinesis, we're going to want some soul shards made. I believe I made a tutorial on this, but there's really nothing. Okay, so we seem to be missing a soul shard material. Not material, but model. So I'm going to go ahead and migrate the model over from a different project. I'm going to migrate the model and the material I have made for it. Okay, models, soul shards, go on here. I basically just have a constant 4 vector set to these numbers. If you want to just somehow copy these numbers, they're decent. And I have its metallic set to 1 and its roughness set to 0, so that it's got that really good reflection. So now, what I want to do is I want to go in here, select my soul shard model that I got off of Sketchfab. I'll probably leave the link in the description. For some reason we are getting telekinesis used. So it seems we are missing some variables. So basically, what we want to do is we want to create another variable, call it telekinesis used. And then telekinesis get telekinesis used. Bring that branch, bring that as the branch condition. So basically, the soul shard just has on event begin play plays a 5-second looping rotating animation where the value is going from 0 to 3, not 3, but 360, and that is plugged into the Z portion of the new rotation for the relative rotation of the soul shard. The point light is set to 750 on intensity. The attenuation radius is 400. The box and the plane is set to these scale and negative 1800 on the Z location. Anyways, uh, on event begin overlap for the box. We have it cast to the first person player, which the object for the first person player is plugged into the other actor of the overlapped box. We then get a branch, which we check from the first person character if telekinesis is used. If it is not, then we will spawn sound at location, which is location of the world location of the soul shard, and we just get the soul shard collect. Then we spawn an emitter, a P explosion I've altered, and then we destroy actor, which I might just show you how I've altered it. So we go into particles, P explosion. Okay, basically what I did was I got rid of the fireballs, sparks, firelight, and smoke, just to keep this shockwave. Now, whenever I go to color over life, I just set this to purple for the beginning and purple for the end. Boom, done. Not that hard. Now, if this branch for telekinesis used is true, then we get add actor local offset. Then we, from there, get our player character, get its actor location. Then we get actor location of these, just self. We then subtract the location from this specific actor from our player character's location. Then we normalize it with a tolerance of 0.0001. Then we multiply it by a speed value of 2. And then we plug that into the delta location, and that somehow works. And now that I have all that programming explained, we're going to place like a soul shard down, like a few down, just a few, just a few. So we have, I think 10? Yeah, 10 soul shards placed down. Now we're going to go in here, get another branch. We're also going to go into here, get our capsule, get a cylinder. We're going to set our cylinder's height to like 10, and the X and Y scale to 0. We're also going to get this in telekinesis material. We're going to then go up here, back into here. We're going to call this track rotate cylinder, and we're going to take this, set it to 0, 0, and then set this to 3, and we're just going to set this to like, what should it be? 360 times 3 is 1080. 1080. Okay, we're just gonna let that save. And then set relative rotation for this z-axis onto that. And then we're just gonna set the cylinder as the target for this. Now that we have that done, we can real quick get another box collision, which, speaking of which, we should probably set this to no collision. Now that we have this, we're just gonna get the good old 10 by 10. And then, actually, real quick, I'm going to test to see if sphere collisions work. Sphere collisions should work. So instead of using a box collision, we're going to use a sphere collision of 15, 15, 15. Alright. So with that like that, we're going to set it 3000. You can set it higher, but it doesn't really matter. And with this being overlap all dynamic and generate overlap events on, we're going to go back down here, connect this to this as well as this. Then get Telekinesis to check if it's ready. If it's not, then we can just go ahead and plug that back into there. If it is, then we can set Telekinesis to false. Set Telekinesis used to true. Then we're going to teleport. No. We're going to teleport. Teleport. Teleport the sphere. Okay. Doesn't want to, you know, play nice, but that's fine. Nope. Move component to, we're going to be moving to component to its same location but 0 in point 0.01 seconds. Wrong thing. 0.01 seconds. On complete, we are going to re-trigger a bold delay for 0.2 seconds works. Then we're just going to copy and paste that. The move to the complete on the retriggerable delay, set the component to the sphere, and with this we're just going to change the relative location Z to negative, well actually 3000. And then we're going to set telekinesis used to false, and then set, well, we're going to need a re-trigger roll delay. I'm thinking around 15 seconds. Constant, nope, thinking of the wrong thing. We're gonna need a branch after, but before that we need to get telekinesis. Set telekinesis to true. Then spawn sound attached. Power now ready. Connect that to attach to component. Sequence, which speaking of sequence, we're also going to need to go back and do a sequence here. Sequence. Okay. Branch. Telekinesis. Telekinesis. And then set that to that, and then set that to that. Plug that in to this. Well, actually, this. And then plug this in to this. That should be telekinesis all done. Put a comment around it. Telekinesis. Compile, save. We're gonna test this. I might have gotten wrong. I forgot something. We're gonna go ahead and delete this comment, is once again we're gonna go ahead and get a sequence. Oh, and I also forgot to play the audio file. Play the audio. Play Telekinesis use, Vanish use. Now off of this, we're going to want to get a timeline. Expand, I guess we could call it that. We're gonna set this to play from start. Open it. And we're gonna just we're gonna go ahead and set this to like 0.3. Expand, retract. We're gonna set this stuff to 0. Set this to 0.1. With a value of, I don't know. Let's set this back down to like 0 real quick. And then set this like 5. Nope. 10. Okay, yep, 10. So 10. We're gonna also set this to 0.2. 10. And then we're gonna set this to 0.3. 0. Alright, now in event graph we're going to go to update, scale, set scale, set relative scale 3D for our cylinder to 10. Set the X and Y to the expand retract on this, while keeping the Z at 10. And I believe that should be it. We just need to go ahead and set this back to 3000. Alright. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't quite work the same way, but to be honest, it still sort of works. I wonder. Actually, I have an idea. So it's a bit too fast for my liking. 0.5. We're gonna set that to 0.6. 0.5. 0.6. Telekinesis used. We're also going to increase the size of this to 45, 45, 45. Then we're gonna go in here, set this to 45. And set this to 45. Now I have an idea. Instead of doing it like this, how about instead of doing it like this, make it to where if it's true, that does nothing. If it is, and then on the box, we're going to get end overlap. Cast to first person character. And then move component to, we're going to get the shard component. Then we're going to go ahead and set that to that. Then bada bing bada boom, once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and get that. Bada bing bada boom. Now let's try it. Okay, weird. world location. I think I messed up. Yep. Branch. Get telekinesis used. Alright. Alright. I give up. For some reason, it is wanting to be dumb. So, instead of just having them programmed to come to you, then I'm just going to be like, yeah, just have them instantly be collected. And something I want to do real quick is just make it to where this says no collision and it doesn't cast any shadows. So yeah, that should be telekinesis done. We can now move on to the final power. I'm gonna put a comma on this. Telekinesis. Oh boy. And now on to the final power. Vanish. Set. Branch. With another sequence. Branch. We need another. We need to get is Vanish in use. If it isn't, then we can just bring this up here, connect it to this. And now we need to check if Vanish is available. Then we need to connect this to this and this. Now we just need to connect this to this, this to this, and then connect these. Okay. Create widget. Get player controller. We want this to be our teleport flash. Add to viewport. We want to then retriggerable delay for about 0.2 seconds is good. Actually, we're just gonna set this to 0.1. And then remove from parent. Then we get this as our target. And then retriggerable delay again. Real quick, we're gonna wanna move all this out. Set vanish to false. Set vanish in use to true. Vanish takes around 15 seconds to last and 15 seconds to recharge, so this is 0.1 seconds, then let's set this to 0.4, create widget again, connect this to the player controller, then we want to get we don't want our teleport flash here, we want invisibility flash. Teleport flash isn't really a necessary thing, it's just a special effect. But I like having invisibility flash just before the actual invisibility kicks in. Like the actual main effect. We're gonna set this create widget to create the invisible widget, which just darkens the screen. Add to viewport, then get add timeline, fade in, out. We want to play from start. We want to, well, we've gone for 0.5 seconds, so 14.5. We're gonna name this fade in, out. Add key float, time will be 0, value will also be 0. Second keyframe float will be 1 and 1. Third one will be 13.5 for time and value of 1. And the fourth and final one will be 14.5 per time and 0 for value. Set render opacity. My brain blanked there for a minute. Set our target to the invisible widget. And then on finished, we want to set vanish in use to false. Then we want to get a retriggerable delay. Set it to 15 seconds. And then set vanish to true. Spawn sound attached. Then attach it to this component. Our sound will be power now ready. And then we're gonna get a sequence. Then we're gonna copy and paste these branches over here. Connect this to the left power being Vanish. Then connect the right power Vanish check to this. And then connect this up here. And then go down here. There's Vanish. Connect this all the way down here to this, and that's done. Put a comment around it. We're going to call this Vanish. Move it up here, and that should be all the programming done. Congratulations, you just went through hell and back. Now time to test all the powers. Boost. Teleport. The Telekinesis. And I will say, for enemy AI, you want to use the Vanish in use Boolean variable to determine, let them know whenever you're invisible and when they shouldn't be chasing you. So yeah, that is all the powers, except for whatchamacallit, except for Primal Fear, because I still don't know how to code that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and comment. I'm sorry it was a lengthy one. It's just that there's a lot of programming and stuff that goes into this. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.